So now, from here, so we could now have our du, which is what remains, du over 3x squared plus 4. And 4 divided by 2, that is 2. So what remains at the numerator is only du over this one. And we know that our u is 3x squared plus 4 and y squared minus 2. So when you change that one, then you already know that the integral of that is ln. So it becomes much easier. Okay? So my way of doing this one is for you to always end up with the identities, Jud, na mga gipan-discuss na to. So sa inyong integral calculus. So end up with the identities itself. So from there, we will integrate. So integral of du over u. So if na question lang ha. Integral of du over u is ln u in the logarithmic na topic. So the same here also. So 1/2 ln of u. Then this ln of u. Then here, so wala pa lang ako na ma-integrate. So you could have, again, guys, you have an option to use LNC because this one and this one has already containing logarithmic ln. So you have LNC or you could only use C. Depende na ninyo.
D60. 60? Oh, D60. D60?
Dakong block na siya ma.
Dakong block, wala dako. Kanina ni siya.
Wala yung D60.
So, kini, so from here, so in order for us to make it easier na may fraction na 1/2, I just multiplied it by 2 to make it easier. But di mo ganahan, you can have it as 1/2 itself. But to make it more easier, na dili kayo complex ang pag-solve nimo, so try your best na wala siya fraction. Okay? So 2 times this, you have 1. 2 divided by 2, you have 1. So you have this one. 2 times 2, that is 4 times this one. And 2 times LNC, that is 2 ln. So from here, if you could recall the topics of your integral calculus, the constant multiplied by your logarithm, the constant becomes the power of the value within your logarithm. So your 4 multiplier here becomes the power, and your 2 becomes the power of C. So to prove this one, medyo madugayan na po ko. So please look at the notes who are under me na nakalimot ani. Please look at it. I'm sure I've discussed this one. And for those na wala, you may ask your classmate right now na under nako, or you may look at the internet. So they are the same. We proved this one that they are the same. Now, let's continue. So in the logarithmic process, so if you have the ln, so the positive part na ln, the positive part na ln becomes the numerator, and the negative part na ln becomes the denominator. Okay, you always remember that. So what kung asa dapit ang naay nag-contain of negative sign na logarithmic, then that becomes the denominator and the positive one becomes the numerator. Then copy. After that, another thing to remember, when you transpose your ln to the other side or outside the equal sign, it becomes an exponential. That's why, if you could see your calculator, ln and exponential are on the same button. Okay? I've explained this also in the topic sa logarithmic of exponential. So, from here, dili na siya pwede. When you transpose ln going here, that is ln c sub 2 over ln. That is wrong automatically. That's mathematically wrong. Okay? So, it should be, when you transfer your ln to the other side, that is exponential, e, then those value on the other side becomes the power of that exponential. That's why it becomes e raised to the power of ln c to the power of 2, or c squared. So from here, also recall that e raised to the power of ln is always equal to 1, then the result will always be the constant value. Ana. So, if you could try, use your calculator, e raised to the power of ln 2, 3, 4, 5, bisag unsa ng value ana, ang answer ana katugya akong value. Okay? So, e raised to the power of ln, that is 1 times the constant, it will always be the constant. Okay? After that, you just transpose it to the other side. You will get this 3x squared plus 4 equals c squared, ana, y squared minus 2 raised to the power of 4. So, you can have this one as your general solution, but most of the general solution don't have this squared, etc. You could have that one, because this is already c. We could let c sub 1 be equal to c squared. So, from that c squared, so just substitute. So, copy 3x squared plus 4 equals c sub 1, which is your c squared, y squared minus 2 raised to the power 4. Now, this is your general solution. If you could look again with my given, I didn't write any particular solution na question. So, I write it here, down here, so that I could show you how to get the terms na gipang discuss nato in the past topic, which is the general solution and the particular solution. If in case this is the equation of a certain form, then we assume that that form will pass through this point, x is equals to and y is equals to 1. Then you just simply substitute the value of x and the value of y to the given general solution. Then after that, you could get like your x becomes 2, your y becomes 1. So 2 times 2, that is 4, times 3, that is 12, plus 4. Then this 1 squared minus 2, that is 1 minus 2, that is, okay, that is negative 1, right? Negative 1 raised to the power of 4 is still 1. So, from that, you have 16. C sub 1 is equivalent to 16. So, therefore, your particular solution is your C sub 1 becomes or has already the value. So, the difference of the particular solution and the general solution is that is just simply the arbitrary constant. In the particular solution, there is no arbitrary constant but the exact value of the arbitrary constant. Okay, so last part, in this part, I've told you that you could make this one as ln of c or just simply c. Depends on you. So, what if some students decided to write c and other student write ln of c? So, like this one. So, one student decided to write c. So, again, I multiplied it to make it more easier for me. So that I will not tackle 1/2. So, 2 times 1/2, that is 1. So, I have this value. 2 times 2, that is 4. Then, your c multiplied by 2, that is 2c. From that, again, the multiplier of your logarithmic will be power. But here, this is not anymore logarithmic. So, hindi mo na siya is c squared. That is still 2c. Okay? So, from that, the same, the positive logarithmic will be the numerator and the negative logarithmic, that is the denominator. So, from that, you transpose the ln to the other side, you have e raised to the power of 2c. You cannot cancel this anymore because you don't have ln. Okay? But, you could write this one as c sub 1 is equals to e to the power of 2c. Sir, nga naman. Why? Because if you could still remember, your 2 is a constant. Your 2 is a constant. Your c is still a constant. Your e, if you use your calculator, that is 2.7 kapin. So, therefore, there are all values. So, you could have changed that one at c sub 1 is equals to e to the power of 2c. So, from there, you could substitute this one becomes c sub 1. So, when you change this one, that is 3x squared plus 4 equals c sub 1 y squared minus 2 equals 4, which is the same as this.
Nato, panahon na ko gablihan na to. 290. Kanina 220. Kanina 220.
So, if you could see, the answer will still be the same. Okay? So, class, question? Do you have any questions? Before this one we will be continuing this one on the next meeting, and for the activities I'll be collecting it only for igo mo nato na siya until Friday. So sa Friday ko mahatag og usahon akong activity. Usahon akong activity, ha? So usahon nato na siyang activity kay para dili siya maano, para dili siya maano mo, usahon lang nato, okay? Ready po mo kanunay sige solve. Okay? So question guys, question, may question? Question? No more question guys? May question? No more questions? So, walay value ang C sub 1. Ang C sub 1 dai Marnie is the same as this. So, if you could have e raised to the power of c, so if we substitute the value of this one, x is equals to squared. So, if you could use that one, so para makuha nimo ang value sa C sub 1, so pwede ra pod nimo substitutean nimo ni siya og substitutean nimo na siya og value para makuha nimo ang value sa C sub 1. So, if you could see, because C sub 1 is the same as this, if you get the C sub 1, the result will still be this one. Okay, di ba? C sub 1, 16 gyapon, still 16. So, particular result. Wala na lang na ako gisolve because they are still the same. Okay? Marnie, does that answer your question? If you could see, this one is the same with... Okay, any more questions before we end our class? So, if no more question, I think that will be all for today. Your activity will be sent to you. Please be updated with our Google Classroom so that makita nyo. And all the videos will be sent to your Google Classroom. Okay? No more questions? Okay. Bye-bye.